Gotta get back into position.
Good. It's killing me.
Come here, Pinku. Okay. Welcome back for part 2 of our series about vaginas and most things to do with them.
Very, very well put.
I mean, how else will you say it? Also, today's episodes are brought to you by the letter V or M for vagina and menstruation.
Oh, okay. I was like, V, I get M, not sure.
Menstruation.
Menstruation. All right. So, let's learn a little bit about the vagina today. The vajayjay.
Okay.
Because there's confusion around it.
So, one of the guys that works in the same facility that we do
Okay.
was not aware that women do not urinate out of their vaginal opening.
No.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. Like, he did not know that, like...
He didn't know there was another, like, hole for urine. He thought, like...
It was just all one thing. Like, we had, like, a cloaca or something.
So, like, where his penis goes in, he thought you peed out of there.
Apparently.
Okay. And how old is this person?
Old enough to know better.
Wow. Okay, that's really sad. So, are there parts that I'm unaware of that I need to know about?
I mean,
what do we have?
there's like a whole, like...
It's layered, you know?
Yeah, so basically, you have what you see, like, on the outside, which would be the Mons Pubis. Yep, it's called the Mons Pubis. Like, right where your pelvis is, like, that little area right there.
Uh-huh.
It's called the Mons Pubis.
Mons Pubis. Mm-hmm. Did not know that.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. And then, when actually looking into the vagina itself, you have the labia majora, the labia minora, the clitoris, which is at the top. You have the urethra, which is where the pee comes out.
That explains it all right there. Yes.
The vulva, and then the vaginal opening. And then, of course, the anus, but, you know, we don't...
Yeah, right.
We don't need to discuss that.
Yeah, that's a shitty situation. Wah, wah. Anyway, so all these different parts and pieces, I'm well aware of the funhouse, the clitoris.
The bundle of nerves.
So is that what's exactly is going on there then? It's just a bunch of nerve endings that's in that one little area?
Basically. And apparently the clitoris has as much nerve endings as the tip of your nose. Fun fact.
As the tip of your nose.
Yes. Shut up, Snapchat. Anyhow. Fun fact, I used to actually work in an adult store.
Oh.
Yep. And when people would buy the product, we would make them, you know, take it out of the box.
Okay.
So we could put test batteries in it to make sure everything works.
Okay.
And funnily enough, like, we would tell people, while it's vibrating, put it to the tip of your nose.
Really?
Yes. Because that's where you will feel like the most sensation closest to what you'll actually feel going on in the vagina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I'll have, next time I'm in Adam and Eve or whatever, I'm going to pull out every dildo and vibrator and hold it to the end of my nose.
It looks funny as all hell, but there really is merit behind it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, that makes sense. I did not know this fun fact. So while we're on this particular piece, is that what causes an orgasm for a woman in particular? That part being stimulated?
On average, a lot of people, like a lot of women, feel more and get more out of external stimulation than they do internal stimulation. I'm actually one of those people, so because for some reason I don't understand why people have such an issue with trying to find like the G spot, but it's literally like 2 inches in, and then you just curve your fingers. It's literally right there.
It's the same, not to be disturbing, but with,
guys,
men have prostates, right?
Yeah.
So it's in, 2 fingers, same way.
Yep.
In, up, like you said. Tap, tap, tap. And little man goes crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
but
we're here to talk to you about this stuff. Who else,
What I always found like super surprising was the amount of women that did not know certain things about their bodies. Like, it's always shocking to a lot of women that you're not supposed to use flavored lube down there because it's sugar, and sugar turns to yeast.
Yeast infection city. That makes sense.
Yep.
So if you're one of those women who constantly get yeast infections, you might want to check your lube.
Yep.
Right?
That could be one reason. Some women are just prone to it.
Okay.
Again, vaginas are very fascinating and weird entities of their own. It's just,
I feel like there's a lot of trickery going on there. A lot of smoke and mirrors.
Seriously, those things, like, vaginas are amazing. Like, some of the things, like, the stretch. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. How does that happen?
Like to bring forth a human life.
Yes. That's crazy. And then it all just goes back together.
Yep.
Unless you're like a burnout porn star that looks like roast beef hanging and flapping in the wind.
Okay, well, we're not gonna shame people here. We don't want to like scare women into thinking that like because you have
porn star.
because you have too much sex, like that's actually a really big fallacy. Especially a lot of guys, and I think guys made this up because A, they don't understand vaginas, and B, they're trying to shame women for it, is, oh, if she has sex with a lot of guys, she gets like stretched out and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, it's a muscle. The vagina is a muscle. So any muscle that's, slightly stretched is gonna loosen up.
Right.
Like, that's pretty much the whole point of preparing someone before sex, is to get them relaxed. But it goes back. Like, there are literally exercises for that.
Right. Is that Kegels?
Yep. Kegel exercises.
Okay. Kegel. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
With Kegel exercises, there are these toys called like Benoit balls.
The silver metal thingies?
Yep. They're weighted, and you put them in there, and you have to like squeeze your muscles to hold them in your vagina. And a lot of women would be like, oh my God, what if they get lost in there? And I'm like, it's not the closet to Narnia. There isn't an extra, it's a dead end. You're not going anywhere. Believe me, just relax and they'll fall right out.
Oh Lord, that's hilarious. I went to a strip club one time, and there was this woman on stage, and she was shooting ping pong balls at her.
Seriously, some people can do that. It's astounding.
I mean, it was like, pew, pew, pew. I was like, holy shit, take cover. Yeah.
It's really, really astounding, like, what vaginas can do. I always hate, like, commercials made for, like, vagina products, because it's always so weird. Like, it's always like this weird, like, super, like, breezy, fun kind of thing, and then it's just like, oh, don't forget to douche with Summer's Eve, and it's like, it's like this. What were you trying to sell me? Because it did not make me feel as if you were trying to sell me a douche. What you're not supposed to use, by the way.
Okay, I was just getting ready to ask you that. I've heard that. Because doesn't it wash away some kind of a good...
It
something...
washes away good bacteria, but it can also push bad bacteria up into the vagina. So... like, the vagina is legitimately a self-cleaning oven. You can straight up just use some nice clean water. Done.
Swoosh and done.
Again, in those commercials, like, they're just like, oh, are you feeling not so fresh? And it's like, why are you trying to make these girls, especially very young girls, feel bad, like, about their body and the natural things that their body is meant to do? Your vagina is not supposed to smell like weird ass sunshine, flower, sparkle, unicorn power, okay? It's part of your body.
Skittles.
It's part of your body. It smells like flesh. Like, as weird as it sounds, it is what it is. If you're one of those people that can get away with putting, like, all these chemically scented things down there, okay, kudos to you. But don't make people feel bad that they can't use those things.
Right.
I'm,
very well,
again, one of those people that I'm super sensitive. Like, me and Honeybat changed condoms, and next thing I know, I had BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, which is an infection.
Wow. So tell me about, and I don't know, because I know, when I was married, my wife got, I don't know if it was like a yeast infection or something, but I also had to take an antibiotic.
Oh yeah, fun fact, men can get yeast infections too, and it's a whole lot worse for them than it is for women, believe it or not. My friend had one, and she kept telling her boyfriend that they couldn't have sex, and he was very insistent, and, well, he got a yeast infection.
Yeah,
kudos to him.
I feel that's, if I'm remembering correctly, that's the situation that it was. That, and probably a lot of men don't realize that can happen. I mean, it's probably more common than not.
Yeast can grow pretty much anywhere in the human body. You can get it in your scalp if you don't dry your hair particularly well. The moisture just sitting on there can cause yeast.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a condition called thrush. Usually babies get it, but it's a yeast infection in the mouth.
Yes, I've heard of thrush. I didn't know it was yeast.
Yep.
So that's good to know. Wow. So, okay. You mentioned a lot of parts and pieces of the vagina, right? And I got carried a bit away by the clitoris. What are some of the other functions that I need to know about? Like, pieces and part-wise. Like, go back to your little list of things you've got going on in there.
Like, the labia majora and the labia minora, that is just, like, what people assume is the actual, like, shape of the vagina. Like that is the vagina.
Okay.
But basically it's just the outer casing, basically. It is what it is. It just protects the hole.
Got you. So would that be, here I go, vagina, the lips?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The external and the internal.
Okay. Got you. And any technical stuff I need to know going up in here further? We got,
I mean, basically in the vagina, you have all the sex organs. So you got your uterus, your cervix, fallopian tubes, ovaries.
uterus, cervix, fallopian tubes, and ovaries. Mm-hmm. Wow, there's a lot going on there. Really is. I don't think I told you this story, so I'll share it with you real quickly now. In high school, I had this friend. Come to think of it, I think she was mentally ill, but she was a lot of fun, okay? So she was having a party at her house, and I don't know, I was in 11th or 12th grade, and she was older than me. She had graduated, so she was out of school, and, you know, just not all there, but funny, like to hang around her. She was a lesbian. So I go to her house that night, and she has for the party, she has Barbie dolls nailed through the forehead to the walls. And I'm like,
what the hell?
Yeah. I'm like, damn, this is some decorating she's done here. Whew, it's gonna be a good evening. And anyway, later that evening, her and her partner, because I said she was a lesbian, right? Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm older than you. I don't know if you remember the crust pump toothpaste.
Yes.
When it was big, and it would just sit on the counter, and it had a big cap, and you would just press down on it, and the toothpaste would come out. Crust, if you want to sponsor us, this would be awesome. Anyway, girl thought it would be a good idea to take the whole crust pump to girlfriend and put it inside the vagina, and the lid came off, and they couldn't find it and couldn't get it back out. So they had to go to the ER, and then she ended up getting an infection from the toothpaste being in her vagina. Right?
It's not funny, but it is at the same time. Like, it's terrible because, like, growing up, you always have that fear of, like, oh my God, I'm going to put a tampon in and the string is going to break and I'm never going to be able to get it out.
Right.
And the big thing is like when you're in that particular situation, like you freak out.
Yeah.
So everything tenses, including your vagina, because it's just one big old muscle, and everything clenches. So you ain't getting that thing back out. You have to relax.
So that's the key, really.
Basically.
If they would have not freaked out, relaxed. Because there was, there was drinking, there was probably some smoking, God knows what else they probably did.
I mean, I'm not going to say there isn't situations where it goes far enough up that you do need to go to the hospital or have a doctor, look. But
yeah,
for the most part, like if you relax.
If you relax, the crest lid will come out. That's all we're saying.
But yeah, don't put things in your vagina that's not supposed to be up there. Like,
yeah, these are good. This is a good topic, right?
Yeah,
like use things that are safe, right?
I mean,
because you said you worked in a sex shop store. Like I've been in these places. I've seen glass dildos. Is that safe?
Glass actually is. It's tempered glass, and it's actually super clean because it's not porous. So definitely easier to clean. There won't be any like bacteria hiding in like little crevices, and with things like silicone or like the real feel ones, which is like the cyber skin.
Oh, those are, it's kind of creepy looking, but yeah.
But it's a lot of space for bacteria to just hide all throughout it, and surprisingly, a lot of people don't wash their toys. Wash your toys, people. It's nasty.
It is nasty. That's nasty.
And if you're gonna have like, you know, stuff made for anal and vaginal, two separate things.
Don't mix and match.
Don't mix.
Right?
Because let me tell you, no matter how much you clean, there's still going to be bacteria on the anal toys.
Yeah.
It's just always going to be there.
Right. I mean, I'm not a big toy person, but if I was, I think I'd be boiling that shit when I was done in like pots of water.
There was one lady who like straight up would just put it in her dishwasher.
Really?
Some of them are dishwasher friendly. I kid you not. I'm not even joking about this.
Could you imagine like going to her house and she forgets to unload her dishwasher, having her fancy dinner party? Second rack. Dildos. How embarrassing.
But
That's awesome.
yeah, I found out it was only a couple years ago that my vagina started getting particularly sensitive. So I had to change everything I did. I started using reusable pads. I actually use, and I did not know this until my gynecologist told me, that just regular Neutrogena, you know, just the orange bottle.
Yeah.
Just regular ass Neutrogena with very little salicylic acid. That's actually good to use down there.
Really?
Yep, because it helps keep the pH balanced down there.
Got you. So it's very important to clean your sex toys and clean your vagina naturally.
Yep. Don't put the soap in the vagina. I'm just saying, some people don't seem to get that, and no, it's for external use only.
Right.
Okay, the inside will take care of itself. You will naturally, you know, have discharge. Nothing to worry about as long as there's no weird smells or weird colors to it. Discharge is completely natural. Okay.
I was worried because, you know, I'm spotting this week, and
You too?
which is why Flo, I don't know if you can really see it on camera there. What is this little contraption you got going on?
This is Pinkuchan, at least that's what I call him. But he actually is lavender scented, and if you open up this little nifty pocket in the back of him, there is a little heating pad.
Oh, so do you pop that in the microwave or something?
Yeah, for about a minute or two.
Okay, and then that obviously heats up, and then you hold him against your belly.
Yes.
And that helps with cramps. If you are just tuning in and you missed the first episode, Flo's on her period. Flo's on the flow.
Flows on the flow.
And it's painful. Yeah.
I always hate it when they're just like, oh, if you exercise, it helps with cramps. If I could get up, I would love to exercise.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, exercising actually is pretty good to help with cramps. So isn't changing your diet, all that good, happy shit that they always preach about. You know.
No.
There is merit behind it, though.
There is. There's elements of truth. I think exercise in general for pain is it can be beneficial, you know. But the problem is most people think that it's going to make it worse, or they can't, you know what I mean? We'll save that for the fibromyalgia episode. But yeah, so lots of pieces and parts going on with the vagina. Holy cow. I felt like I've learned a lot.
Yep, it's just everyone's different. Everyone comes in different shapes, sizes, colors. Some people prefer to have hair, some people keep it close, some people don't like hair. It is what it is. It's your body, you make your decisions for it. If you think something's wrong, go to the doctors. If the doctor won't help you, get a second opinion.
Absolutely.
I swear women are made to feel like their only value comes from their vagina or their uterus, and we're also shamed for it as well. We're praised and shamed for our vaginas.
Yeah, no, that's shitty.
It is, because like once you hit menopause, it's just like, oh, well, I guess you're washed up, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, thank you for making me feel even shittier than I already do with all these hormones going on.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. Absolutely.
And it also makes women feel shitty because in some cases, women have suffered from infections, from cancer, from certain genetic disorders where they can't have children. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, oh, well, you know, if you can't have children, you're not a real woman or whatever. It's shitty. It's
shitty.
really shitty to do that to someone. And I even did it to myself when I, started having all these issues. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to have kids, even though I don't want kids. I'm
right.
But what if I wanted to, and the person I'm with in the future wants kids, and he's not going to want me because I can't have them, and I'm broken, and I'm less of a woman.
Well, that's a bad situation to be in.
Oh yeah.
Mentally.
It's super fucking depressing. Like, super depressing. But I've definitely come to terms with it, that I am more than my parts. I consider myself everything at once and nothing at all when it comes to gender. Hell, if I could freaking donate my sex organs to someone who's transitioning, who actually wants to have kids, I wish it worked that way. You could have them. Like, I would be very happy for you.
That's awesome. And I'm still thinking on what you said, everything, and the saying you just said.
Oh.
Everything at once and
nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Mm-hmm. Damn, Flo, that's deep. It's deep. Very, very deep. But I like it.
Unlike the vagina.
Which is not very, very deep if you relax. It'll just fall right out.
Surprisingly, people think like the vagina's never ending. For the most part, the vagina's only about 4 inches.
Really?
Yeah. The vagina's not that big. It's not that big, people.
Wow.
Like, it's astounding. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've always thought of it as this endless black hole.
You would think, but no, it does have an end.
This is good to know.
Yep.
We're gonna have like one of those the more you know, like for school children behind us.
You know what else always kind of made me laugh a little? Like when guys try to be like shitty to women, and like it's just like, oh, she fucking dry and shit like that. It's just like, yeah, that's more of a testament to you than her, sir.
You're not exciting.
You're not exciting. You didn't prep her enough. You're failing at your job.
You had one job to get it wet, and you fucked it up, sir.
You fucked up.
But yet, they'll blame the woman.
Oh, wait.
Because that's how it works.
It's just like how earlier we were talking about the song WAP.
Yeah, we were.
Yep.
Off camera. Mm-hmm.
Or WAP, whichever way you want to say it. But how for years and years and years, rappers have been degrading, disrespecting, treating women like sex objects, saying they're all types of hoes and skanks and stuff like that. And that was fine. But when two women take back that power and talk about their own bodies and deriving pleasure from sex or from masturbation or anything like that, it's considered thought behavior, disrespectful, degrading. And it's just like, you've been doing this for years.
Exactly.
But when they do it,
shame on you.
No, like, it's not my fault, sir. It takes you about 30 minutes to get me off. I can get myself off in 2 minutes. What's your issue?
There you have it. What was that song Prince had? Pussy Control?
Yes!
Ooh,
that is a good freaking song.
That is a good song.
Let me tell you, vaginas have ended freaking empires.
Yes,
No, literally.
Yes.
Helen of Troy.
It's crazy, the power of the vajayjay. It really is. Wow. I'm mind blown. Anything else before we wrap up this interesting episode of the Flo in Maha show?
Oh yeah. If you're with a virgin, first of all, the construct of virginity is fucking stupid. Just saying. Like, if you want to, hold on to it until you're married, that's fine. But don't feel bad if you don't. Doesn't matter how many sex partners you have, as long as you're doing it safely and, not cheating. Just, don't be breaking up people's families and stuff. But, yeah, the person's not supposed to bleed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know we're trying to wrap this up and run out of time, but quick question. So, I popped her cherry.
Oh.
Is that not real?
It's not. You're not popping anything. Frankly, you're doing your job very poorly. The hymen is basically just this little flap of skin that's in there. You can literally push it to the side. Like, if you prep someone well enough. If you popped it, it means you ripped her, and it's no good. Like, don't be tearing up people's vaginas. Okay.
So is that piece of skin, the hymen, is it only there once like that? Or
surprisingly, it has been known to heal.
Okay. So, I mean, honestly, before a girl would even have sex, chances are she's masturbated, right? So chances are she's did that herself, right? Without knowing it, or
technically you can freaking damage it by falling wrong, horseback riding, gymnastics. It's a very, very thin membrane. It's not an accomplishment to freaking break it. Like, you're not special.
Right.
Like, anything can do it. Freaking, I'm pretty sure, I ended up tearing something because I slid forward on a bike and hit the metal bar.
Oh.
Yeah, I bled slightly afterwards, so that's...
Sheesh.
I was just like... So you're not special. It's not some big to-do, big accomplishment, whoo-sha, first person in the vagina, look at that kind of shit. Right. You need to calm down.
Calm down, high school boys. Because two girls with the crest pump back in the early 90s beat you to it. But anyway, to wrap things up, are you good with this?
Yes.
We're good?
I think we're good.
Relax your vaginas, keep them clean naturally, be respectful, use protection, and I am my high.
I'm Flo.
And we will see you next time.